I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Sue for just a moment for a few words.
Well, indeed, just a few words because I have many more to come yet this afternoon, but want to say thank you to the whole family. And if you could raise your hand if you are part of the Art Rutkin family so we can... absolutely. This is just an absolutely marvelous day, and I am so privileged to be a part of this celebration of art and with this family and all of the ways in which you supported this project. And we're hopeful that it meets your expectations. This tree, I can only imagine how many children will sit underneath it and read, or potentially be read to, and how joyful today is and how grateful we are for the opportunity to share this. And so thank you all for being here and helping us celebrate this great accomplishment. Jamie, I'm going to let you share with us a little bit about the plaque that will go under the tree.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Sue. So we have this beautiful tree in honor of Art Rutkin to dedicate in his memory as a lifelong educator and champion for young people. And those of you that knew him knew that he was just that. He embodied everything about what it is to be an educator in the Tigard-Tualatin school district community and to bring people together for the sake of students' success and well-being. One of his sayings was every day, every child, and that is represented on the plaque today, May 25th of 2023, and this is a red oak, and I will not try to say that in Latin, but that is also on the plaque. And so with that, we are going to pass the plaque on to the family. This is a temporary plaque that is yours to keep. As a family. The bronze actual plaque we will install as soon as it is ready within the next few weeks. And so we will place that here along with the tree that everyone will know that this tree is also in dedication to his honor. Well, we know that this will be one of the first things that students and families and the community sees when entering the campus, whether it's for a school day or a visit to enjoy the field and play structures or after school extracurricular activities or whatever that may be. And it'll provide something that is representative of the scene and the land here at Art Rutkin Elementary, and also fits the setting just beautifully. So, and we want to acknowledge that it was also donated by J. Frank Schmidt. And so thank you for donating this tree to helping us get started with this beautiful new school. And time for a picture. Welcome, everyone, to the Art Rutkin Elementary Grand Opening. My name is Jamie Kingery. I will be the principal here at the new school. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Please join me in a round of applause for our Tualatin High School band led by Reggie Stegmeyer to open up the event. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us kick off today. This is a day that has been coming for a long time, and we are so excited to finally have families and some future students and other community members join us today. Earlier this afternoon, we dedicated this beautiful tree in the main planter here in the main walkway. It is a red oak dedicated to Mr. Art Rutkin himself in his memory, who is the namesake of the school. We want to appreciate the generous donation of this tree. And as part of the gathering, it's important to acknowledge that this is here in the main entry. Everyone will pass by it representing the setting that the school is on and just the beauty of kind of where we sit and welcome in our community members. Our thanks to the Art Rutkin family for being with us today and to help us start this celebration. I think we're doing here. Okay. Yeah. And to help get the program started, I'd like to introduce our school board chair, Tristan Irvin.
I don't exactly know where to look because there's people everywhere. Well, thank you, Jamie. We are so excited to have your thoughtful leadership guiding the opening of this stunning new school. And if you haven't taken a tour yet, I encourage you to do so because it is absolutely beautiful. On behalf of the Tigard-Tualatin School District Board of Directors, thank you for being here today. I have the privilege of sharing our gratitude with the tireless leaders, present and past, that have helped get us here today. I first thank our current directors, Vice Chair David Jaimes, Crystal Weston, Jill Zerschmied, and Director / State Representative Ben Bowman. Uh, yes, round of applause for all of those folks. Representative Bowman is in Salem right now fighting the good fight for all of us here. He's certainly here in spirit, but he did want me to share a couple of words on his behalf. Is there anything more hopeful and optimistic than a ribbon cutting ceremony for a brand new elementary school? Just think about it for a moment. The vast majority of the children who will benefit from this school have not even been born yet. Many of their families have not yet moved into this community, and we created a building just for them. Investing millions of dollars to construct a school that looks like this is nothing if not an act of hope. It is a gift we collectively give to the next generation of children. I can't help but smile when I think about what will happen in this school in the decades to come. Thousands of kids will take their first step ever into a public school building on their first day of kindergarten. Thousands of kids will learn to read in these classrooms. Thousands of kids will meet their first ever best friend on the playground. They will learn their multiplication tables, experience show and tell, perform in the school play, and more. And they will, we hope, fall in love with learning for the very first time. In 2016, the voters in this community overwhelmingly said yes to the bond, just like they did in the bond before, just like they did on the levy renewal before that. And overwhelmingly 60% of them said yes. How lucky are we to live in a district where the community consistently steps up to invest in children, to invest in the future? Let's not take that for granted. What was on the minds of the voters when they voted for the bond campaign that made this possible? Surely it wasn't selfishness or self-interest. Most voters don't even have students currently in the public schools. And yet, when asked if they would be willing to pay more money out of their pockets to build this building for the next generation of kids, they said yes, and they trusted the district to get it done. This is really big font, which is why it looks like there's a lot of pages. 7 years later, here we are, honoring a legendary leader named Art Rutkin, cutting a ribbon, celebrating a community's support for public schools, and preparing for a class of new kindergartners in the fall. I hope you feel the same sense of honor, humility, and joy that I do today. So our thanks to Representative Bowman for his lifelong support to TTSD. As I have watched the school be built, heard stories about Art, and thought about the care and love and passion that has gone into this project, I was reminded of the book called School is More Than a Building by Kelly Donner. In that book, the child talks about that school is a place where I feel welcome. It is a place where I can learn. It is a place where people listen. It is a place where I am part of a community, and it is a place where I can be me. There is such joy and pride in seeing another space in our community where kindness and empathy will be commonplace, where our kiddos will feel safe, loved, and accepted, and where a new community of students, teachers, and families will thrive together. There have been many times where Director Bowman and I have shared nearly identical thoughts around things, and this is another one, because I too think about the future, not of this building, but the futures in this building. The thousands of little humans that will grow here, countless art projects hung, jogathon laps run, probably goldfish crackers smushed likely into the carpets, and the infinite memories that will be made within these walls. And I am hopeful that I will be here long enough to bear witness to some of those memories. We have former board members, some who are here today and others that weren't able to make it, that made immeasurable contributions to the TTSD's 2016 successful bond campaign. They include Maureen Wolf, Karen Emerson, Sharon Fox, Terry Burnett, Dr. Barry Albertson, and Dana Terhune. A round of applause for all those folks, which I know many of them are here. I hope you all see this building today and recognize the role you played in making this happen. It is an honor to serve this district and to carry your hard work and advocacy forward. Thank you for your service. And now I have the pleasure of introducing to you. Oh, look I missed a whole page. It's gone. Oh, no, it's not gone. But I know who I'm introducing, so it's okay. The pleasure of introducing to you the Superintendent of Tigard-Tualatin School District, Dr. Sue Rieke-Smith.
Thank you so much, Chair Irvin. And it's such a delight to be here. And thank you all for joining us on this beautiful, if not warm, afternoon. It is not lost on me that many of you are standing in the sun. So I'd like to get right to recognizing all the people we need to recognize who brought this beautiful building together. I really do have an honor to stand here today and and give thanks to those who have served before me. Especially, I want to say thank you to the superintendents who led the vision for honoring Mr. Rutkin's legacy and who worked tirelessly to lead our district to the successful passing of the $292 million bond that in part funded this gorgeous facility. My sincere thank you to former superintendents Rob Saxton and Ernie Brown. And if they're here today, please raise your hand and be recognized. Yes, no? Well, let's give them a round of applause anyway. Yep. But I am also mindful that the real reason that we are here is because of Art Rutkin, the educator, the community servant, and the dedicated family man. And we celebrate the opening of this new elementary school named in his honor. It's our commitment to keep Mr. Rutkin's memory and his values alive in this building. And so along with the Burr Oak Tree, one way of doing this is the creation of the story of Art Rutkin. And Tracy, where are you? You have the cover of the book here. There she is, way in the back. Beautiful little book that's been written that tells the story of Art. It is important that we continue to share that story. And this book that tells Art's story and the story of how the school came to be will be given, a copy of that will be given, has been already given to the family, but will be given to every new student that walks through the doors of this school so that they understand the legacy that they are walking into and have an opportunity to live up to. What makes this even more special today is that the graphics in the book were designed by students from our graphic design class taught by teacher Brenna White at Tualatin High School, and they will be honored for their work at the June 12th board meeting. It is also my honor today to have presented to the family a copy of this book. And so if you'd please raise your hand, Lois Rutkin, Rachel and Jason Ager, Sarah Rowe, and Debbie Rutkin. Hands up, please, and be recognized. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, and Ben Rao as well. Thank you, Ben. We didn't want to leave you out. There are countless people who played a very important role in making this building a reality. And so along with many of the board members past and present, I would also like to call out and thank some TTSD staff and community members. Susan Stark Hayden, please raise your hand. Karen Hugart, Margie Green, Ann Dupuy, Alan Nemi, and Pam Lovett. If you're here, raise your hand and be recognized. And I would be remiss not to remember and acknowledge our bond oversight committee that made sure that we were good stewards with every single dime and nickel that we received from all of you as part of the 2016 bond. And they are Angelique Whitlow, Callista Fitzgerald, Christopher Rode, Christopher Wu, Damon Henry, Krista Bailey, and Amelia Moore. Please raise your hand if you're here and be recognized. And I certainly don't want to leave out the TTSD staff. If you are current or former staff, please raise your hands and be recognized. Thank you for your dedication to our students, families, and community. Now, just quickly, a little bit about those who are responsible for making this project a reality. I start with Debbie Pearson and OTAC CPM. Debbie has been a partner and champion from responsible stewardship from the beginning of all of our bond projects. And she, along with Sean Christensen and our operations team, have been working side by side with our architects and construction partners to bring this project to completion. Our architects, who will hear just a few words from in a moment, from Bora Architect and Design, welcome and thanks to Chris Lynn, raise your hand please, Arjan Duvestein, John O'Toole, Christian Kuddle, Mark Schottmeyer, Amy Rumming, CJ Chang, and Abe Cambier. Round of applause, please. And then there's the construction team, P&C, our partners who will take the vision, and they made it a reality. Our partners at P&C, who will also say a few words in a bit, who have navigated more than we could have imagined over the last couple of years. Welcome and thanks to Project Executive Director Brian Shoemaker, Project Engineer Zach Hunt, Site Supervisor Randy Peterson, Assistant Superintendent Kyle Sutherland, Dan Van Flick, Steve Mulaney, Scott Jameson, and Chris Alarade. I'm sorry, I'm hoping I got that right. Please, a round of applause for PNC. We stand here today knowing that this part of our community is going to look different in the coming years. All you had to do is come down this side and know all the expansion that is coming. And we wouldn't be here without our city partners. And so on behalf of TTSD, deep gratitude. And I'd like them to step forward if they would for just a minute. Mayor Jamie Fender from King City. Thank you so much, Mayor. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support. Thank you. And Mayor Heidi Lube, who will speak to us in just a moment. Come on up and bring your sidekick with you. And to our partners from the city of Tigard. We are so very grateful for your support and pleased that you've joined us today. Our thanks to Mayor Lube, to Manager Steve Reimer. Steve, where are you? I know you're somewhere back in that crowd. To council members and staff, and I want to also give a shout out to Tigard PD, our SRO, is here, as well as Chief McAlpin. And so now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to give the mic to Tigard Mayor Heidi Lube.
Thank you, everyone. It is my absolute privilege to welcome you to Art Rutkin Elementary School in River Terrace on this beautiful, a little hot day. I remember what feels like forever ago to be standing here and to dig those shovels in and look at the beautiful views that these students were going to have. And what a beautiful building do we have before us. The planning for River Terrace actually started 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, back in 2002, with the addition of this land into the urban growth boundary. River Terrace was planned not just as a bunch of housing units, but as a comprehensive community that focuses on multimodal transportation, parks and trails, and commercial and institutional areas as well, including this elementary school. As a personal resident of River Terrace, I can tell you that the plan to build a community is working. Often when I come home, there are kids playing in the streets, and my own daughter runs out, gets her scooter, and plays with her bubbles. Neighbors are getting to know each other through open garages, time at the park, and walking dogs around. The City of Tigard and TTSD have a long partnership and commitment to working together to serve Tigard's families. It's a partnership that I deeply value, and it helps make our entire community stronger. While I never had the privilege of meeting Art, I'm told he was all about the kids and his family. What stands before us isn't just a building that's gonna house kids, but a place to honor early education and the legacy of an individual who meant so much to our community. I'm so excited to see these halls filled with the pitter-patter of excited little feet. Thank you. I don't know who's next.
Thank you, Mayor Lube. It's my pleasure right now to then introduce Chris Lynn with Bora Architects. Chris, would you please come on up?
Thank you. It seems like it was just not very long ago that I was standing here at a groundbreaking and trying to paint a picture of this building with words. The reality is much more easy to understand than what I said that day. I think there's, what I talked about at that time, there were a number of things that really inspired the design. The first was everything we learned about Art Rutkin, his commitment to the community, his love of reading. And so you'll see that as you go through the building, how the community spaces really are the heart and soul of this place, with the library also located right there. This building is also now the heart of a community that's growing around us, and it's really amazing to see that, you know, just a few years ago, there was nothing around here, and it is now going to be a really dense and really great community growing up around it. The second thing that inspired us was our desire to honor the land, to honor this site, the trees, the views, the capture light. And the third thing that really inspired us was our desire to honor our planet. Hey, kids. I'm an easy guy to upstage, for sure. So in order to sort of tread lightly on the earth, this building is made mostly of wood, which is a low-carbon resource. It's got a really impressive solar array on the roof. And when you go inside, take a look at the energy dashboard, and you'll see that this building generates most of its own energy on any given day. And then we also wanted to sort of connect this community together. So there's a number of pathways and a nature walk and playgrounds that make this building really accessible to everybody. I'm retiring in a couple of weeks. This is my last building, and I really wanted to go out on a high point, and I feel like this is it. So, should I turn it over to P&C Construction? We're back to you. Yeah, come on over. There you go.
Thank you. They asked me to say a few words to drag this out just a little bit longer because I think we might still be working inside there. So, I just want to thank a few people. First, I want to thank TTSD for allowing PNC to be a part of this amazing project. TTSD has been a fantastic partner, and we've enjoyed several years of working together, and I truly mean that. It's been a great experience. Debbie Pearson with OTAC, we've worked together for many years. It's been a great privilege to work alongside you on this project as well. And wow, what a beautiful, beautiful building. I can't say enough to Arian and Chris on the design, the partnership, the collaboration. We've spent years together to deliver this building for you all. And last but not least, I can't walk away without giving special thanks to Randy Peterson. He was your site superintendent. This was his home. He treated it like his home, and I know you all will be proud when you walk in and look at it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Or thank you, Brian. It really has been special to see the vision come to design with Bora Architects, and then see that vision and design come to life with PNC Construction. So again, thank you all. Let's have one more round of applause for all of them. And now we're going to hear from one of Art Rutkin's family members, Sarah Rao, who is also our third grade teacher starting this fall. Sarah.
Oh, hi, everyone. It is such an incredible honor to our family to have this stunning school named after our father. I know he would feel right at home here with a huge smile on his face, his arms open wide, and welcoming kids off the school bus every morning. He would have loved that. Our dad would have been walking these halls, engaging with everyone he saw, reading to students in the library, this beautiful, beautiful library. And I'm sure having many conversations on his banana phones in the cafeteria. We'll have to tell you more about that later. Our family, or my family, I would like to thank Dr. Sue, the team from Bora, and Debbie Pearson and the construction team for being so considerate with our family and including us in every aspect of this program or this project from the beginning. It's obvious to those of us who knew and loved Art that you built this school with a deep understanding of who he is, not just as an incredible person, but as an educator and an advocate for children. This school truly represents everything he loves, from nature, natural light, and even the color orange, his favorite color, in the kindergarten wing. I'd also like to have a very special thank you to Mr. Kingery for all you've done to always keep his spirit alive in the school. He would have loved to see how you were bringing the community together to create such a warm and welcoming place for kids. And on a personal note, I'm very excited to teach here and work with the incredible staff that you have assembled here. So our family appreciates everyone that has been able to come here today to celebrate us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. It really is been an honor to work with you and your family and everyone to help this vision just come to life. I think that this is the first day of many that we will see a lot of smiles and have a lot of fun working with all the children and families within this community. And on that note, those who will also be working with us here at Rutkin Elementary, I'm going to introduce our staff members. And so as I call you, if you could come up and join me at the top of the steps. And that is Stacy Snyder, our head secretary. We have Amy Barnes, second grade teacher. We have Amy Biggs, who will be our student support specialist. We have Janelle Cook, who will be our instructional coach and literacy specialist. We have Angie Duth, who will be our kindergarten teacher. We have Bill Irvin, who will be our building custodial specialist. We have Leah Marafi, who will teach first grade. We have Nellie Mondahano, who will be our family partnership advocate and work in our office. We have Amy McCain, our music teacher. Andrew Middleton, who will teach fifth grade. Andrea Perez, who will work in our office and is our bookkeeper. We have Carissa Reed, who will be our tag specialist and multilingual language support specialist. We have Sarah Rao, third grade. Danelle Van Winkle, who will teach fourth grade. Christy Waples, who will be our learning specialist. And also Jill Westfall, who will teach PE. And let's have a warm welcome and round of applause for the staff here at Rutkin Elementary. Now it's come time for us to do our ribbon cutting and make this official and have you all be able to see the inside of the school. We'd like to thank our board members who are present, past and present school board members. We'd like to thank all of our city partners, bond oversight committee members, community bond committee, our architects, our PNC construction partners, and everyone who has helped bring this vision to life. This is going to be a special place for students. This is going to be a special place to bring our community together, and we cannot wait to do that. Just a couple notes before we cut the ribbon. Technically, we are still on a construction site, and so you will see some spaces that are not quite complete, and that's where we're at right now. It is opening soon. You will also see some blue tape around the school marking some of those minor fixes that still need to be taken care of. So please leave those in place. That will help us down the stretch. But we want you to enjoy all the spaces that students will see, from the classrooms to the Commons cafeteria to the makerspace to the library, gym, music room, and then on your way out, you'll be able to see where our school garden is, the play structures. The surface around the play structures is not quite done curing yet, so you'll see fencing around that. But the field is open in the undercovered area, and we'll look forward to seeing some kids enjoy that before you leave this afternoon. Thank you for joining us, and let's get started with that ribbon cutting.